Hey there folks, Mark Johnson, Tech Snobs. Brand new Samsung Galaxy Alpha. Big shout out goes to AT&T Center of Review Unit. This phone is the latest Samsung phone from an essence of a whole new redesign. Full impressions unboxing coming up now. So here we go with the Samsung Galaxy Alpha. Once again, AT&T Center of Review Unit. Big thanks to that. Box a little banged up, but let's jump into it. Check this device out. Here's the device itself. Quick start guide, as AT&T typically does. A little smaller on this one from an essence of that. Let's see what else we got here. Probably nothing too spectacular. One thing I did notice about this, they've already pre-installed the SIM for me. It takes a nano SIM card, so that's actually kind of cool. First Samsung phone, I believe, to do that. Some smart switch thing that they've been promoting for a few years now. Pretty much if you want to switch from an iPhone. And of course, there's nothing in the box outside the charger and the power adapter. So, you know, overseas you get a lot of cool stuff with the Alpha, but not so much here in the States. So we're going to go ahead and take a look. And honestly, just by touching this device initially, this thing is unlike any Samsung device I've ever dealt with. I can just tell the higher quality materials. Just getting in, zooming in on that. That's pretty, it's pretty impressive there. Chamfered edges all around the side. Let's take a look at see what kind of. Now this is something that they didn't get rid of. The back is still flimsy. I mean, you're always going to have that. But this device has got a 720p display, 4.7 inches. There's a battery in here. Let's see what the size of that is. Battery is pre-installed. If I can get it out. So there we go. So battery here. Now this is where you may run into some issues with it being, if we get the camera to focus. There you go, 1860 milliamp hours. No expandable storage on this. So you do have the, you know, the nano SIM, but there's no micro SD slot. So you're locked at the 32 gigs. Latest version of Android on here as well. Now we'll notice the back of this feels, it's kind of more of like a rubbery type, matte type finish on it. It feels a lot different, but as you know, it's just metal all the way around the base of this phone. It's still plastic on the back, like I said, but it feels very, very nice. We're going to go ahead and power this up, compare it to some other devices, just to kind of give you an idea. Just look what it's compared to against the, you know, the S5. I mean, a lot thinner bezels here on the Alpha. You know, you can see real metal on the Alpha versus the, you know, the plastic that you see on the S5, of course. Dimples on the back here, not really so much smaller here on the Alpha. So that's how it compares to the S5. Let's go and compare it to the HTC One M8 to kind of give you an idea. This phone, I tell you what, I'm really marveling at this feel, at this build quality here. It's definitely, you know, especially coming from Samsung, it definitely is pretty shocking. Here it is compared to the iPhone 6 Plus at 4.7 versus 5.5. All around. iPhone's a tad thinner. It looks like they're close to being about the same thinness. I don't know, they could be close to being the same, but there's that comparison. Comparing it to the new Moto X 2014 version. Similar with the Moto X, how they've added metal all around. Very, very kind of, if you've dealt with the new Moto X, you kind of get an idea what the Alpha is going to be like. Alpha is much, you know, narrower and is not as wide as the new Moto X. But, you know, nonetheless, very, very nice devices. And last but not least, you got against the iPhone 5S. Now, this is where you get a lot of the comparisons between these devices. As you know, as I zoom in, you can see how the edges are chamfered. They pretty much match on both of these devices, and pretty much that's how, honestly, they took a good page out of Apple's book here with, you know, with the metal design, because it feels, like I said, unlike any other Samsung phone I've dealt with. let's just jump into it real quick. It's got a 720p display, like I said, so no 1080p here. But let's see what they've included on the device. You got your normal AT&T stuff. See if anything. Of course, they've already got the Galaxy apps up here going. Got a lot, Lookout Mobile, security on here. Studio. Got your S Health, of course. And this phone does, one thing about this phone, it does retail for, I believe it's $612 off a contract. So it is expensive. Let's see what we can find here with the storage. So like I said, you got 32 gigs of storage. You got 25.09 gigs available. One thing I'm noticing though, one thing about this device is it moves very fast. I think a lot of that's going to have to do, you got Android 4.4.4 on it, but since it's 720p and it's a, I believe it's a Pentel AMOLED display, it's not going to have all that extra, TouchWiz pixels to push, with it not being 1080p. So just jumping through things, it just seems a lot quicker than any Samsung phone I've, used in recent memory. Typically, there's always been a little bit of a lag, using, Samsung devices, with the TouchWiz on it. So it's definitely very, very smooth so far. And very impressive, very nice job. So overall first impressions of this is nice. If you like a smaller device, with a nice design on it. And like I said, I'm going through this design over and over because it's really designed very well here. So great job with Samsung on that. Be sure to check out the site tech-snobs.com for more coverage. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Take care.